And
Not
you can
better off.
think grow, like grow a plant, or grow ourselves. And so I will start, and then I invite you to follow along. So we're going to be thinking about the four elements or what's needed to grow plants. So I'll just start. I'm going to say who I am, what element I am, and how do I move. So I'll take the easy one since I started it. I am Bree, and I am the wind, and I move like this.
Mm.
So you can stand up and move however you choose, rain, sun, soil, whatever element comes to mind. Okay. Well, Linda, you're to my left, so I'll call you out to go next.
I'm Linda, and now that I know that there's elements, I'm gonna be manure needed for growth. Compost is a more friendly word.
Yeah. Love.
Love.
I'm love and I'm water.
Nice. Danielle.
I'm Danielle and I'm the sunshine, and I'm going to radiate sometimes intensely and other times not, and other times I'll go across the horizon.
Mm,
Very
very nice.
nice.
We'll let Vicky have a moment to arrive. So, what element of growing plants are you, Vicky? And how do you move? So, an example, everyone do their moment, do their movement. So of course, you know what those things are. So you can just fill it
We've
in.
got wind, sun, water, and manure.
But you can repeat one of those, Vicky, if you want. So whenever you're ready, just tell us which of those elements of growth are you?
Like a cactus. So I'm not moving all that much. I hurt my back.
Okay. I have hurt my back recently, so I can sympathize. Welcome, everybody. We always start with jobs. Pretty easy to keep track of the chat with the five of us. So we have an agenda, and um, I think we don't really need a timekeeper as well. Be nice at some point to get a photo. Maybe now, would someone be willing to take our photo? Maybe we could embody our plant motion and then take the photo. And I can take the photo. Okay. So unless you object, I'll go 3, 2, 1. All right. Yeah, we are not your boring. All right, we are not just like sliding by with the smiling faces. No, it's excellent. Paste. Maybe everyone is going to become more creative as the world becomes more something. All right, what other jobs might we have? We'll definitely go over guidelines in a second because that's an important part of this group. Okay, friendly reminder, there it is. Okay, so here is our agenda. Paste. Um, so the guidelines are to be present as much as you're able. That was the one I forgot at the negotiation workshop because it's 2026. To say what you need, respect other people's needs, and confidentiality, because um, oftentimes you don't need to name names, or if you are sharing something personal, I can easily turn off the recording. Just ask me to. Or you can ask, is this something that is public? Or so make sure you don't share stuff that's confidential. If you can agree to those three things, raise your real or right hand, left hand, whichever hand. The stuff is just in there. It's such a great example of how bias gets in our heads. Um, any jobs I forgot? I think those might be the main ones. So uh, the grounding was a little bit like an icebreaker, but I still would love a quick, what are you leaning into? So we kind of just have the flavor of what does, I can start by saying the manure looks like my new job at Data Visualization Society. So I am shoveling data visualization, community building. So I'm leaning into a community that they think about data and visualization. And in particular, I'm organizing a 4.5-day conference in June. So that's what I'm leaning into. And then the bonus question was, how can you support? What support? Um, yeah, if you just have stray thoughts about data visualization or community building or conferences, online conferences, just send it my way. So that would be supportive. Or ask me how it's going and I'll give you today it's going well. Anybody can go next, but let's default to alphabetical order just for simplicity. Marie, if you would go next, that would be great.
I am leaning into a founders pitch night that's happening March 26th. I had this ambitious idea to bring together people in Italy from here, and I don't have any people yet. But I'm not abandoning. I'm going to be in Italy anyways. So how you can support that is believe in ambitious dreams and know that when something comes from your heart or you get a message as a download, you have to act on it. And so that's why it's not scary or worrisome, or I don't have any negatives. It's just, here we go.
Danielle?
Wow, congratulations, Bree. That's exciting.
Thank you.
I'll go to Italy and I'll be your banner, your human banner, and I'll go round up some cohorts.
Try food in Italy.
Right. We've got the food. So if I've got to go out on the street and say, hey, I have extra food, would you like to come?
Got a pitch?
So I'm currently leaning into pivoting. I'm pivoting from one chapter in life to another, close to retirement. And how can you support me in leaning in together? It's just commiserate. Next.
I love it. Get us off to a
Okay.
creative start. That's awesome.
I'm leaning into starting to be a short-term substitute teacher right now, for Roseville Area School District, and leaning into just the impermanence of being a substitute teacher, because you don't know what you're walking into. Each time is like a whole new experience. Each school is different. The kids are all different, and maybe a different subject, different grades. It's for me, it's been really cool. It's been actually leaning into this makes me incredibly uncomfortable because it's a room of like 30 kids and I'm the responsible adult. And how did I get in this role? Because I don't have any kids. But I do have cats. So I found that my mom voice is actually my cat voice. So there you have it. I'm leaning into my cat voice.
Vicky.
Wow, I love the synergy between these shares. And it just so happens that I'm going to Italy next week um, with my son over his spring break, which is why I need to get my back working again. I also have clogged ears. I'm really falling apart here. But yeah, Brie, if you like give me something, I'll like stick it wherever I can, you know? Um, so mine is kind of is just like it's gonna be sad, but I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just where I am. So And my parents are both still alive, which I'm very grateful for. But my mom is incredibly diminished, and she recently just had another stroke.
Mm.
And my dad is turning 90 tomorrow.
Mm.
Um, and he just lost his best friend, who was also my mom's cousin. And I just feel so sad for them. So, I mean, this is what happens, this is what life is. And they've had a really good life, but I'm still just trying to figure out how to process.
Sending hugs, Vicky.
Mm. No. Mm. Thank you for sharing, everybody. And I think we're always going to welcome important information, even if it's hard. The world is kind of on fire at the moment. So the first topic is circle updates. Anybody can share who has a circle update. I can get us started. Bree and I are in a circle in which we are going to have guest members, and the impetus was for that was um, I think there were just cool people that we wanted to get to know. And then Philson had the good idea to say, well, why don't they just come and we check them out? So if somebody falls out of the group, we can then fill it in with these people who have come just once. And so I think we'll do a few people. We'll see how it goes for the first person to just fit them in, and then um, yeah, that's the main update I think for our group. Anything you want to add, Bree, about the group?
I'll just a little bit more of the background was that the group has an amazing synergy, and the way we are same and different. We're at different stages in life, but we really do have this way of supporting each other throughout our topics. So we wanted to include, but we also wanted to keep that synergy. So I thought Philson's idea was great to have guests, and then maybe we rotate them out and it still elevates the group and we keep the synergy.
Yeah, we basically didn't want to add on more time to our group since we just recently became 2.5 hours. So I proposed if we were going to add another person, we need to pump it up to 3 people or 3 hours, and that just didn't make sense for the assistant in the group.
Yeah.
So, but everyone was like, yeah, we can just cut our time a little bit with these guests, and if somebody can't make it, then that's it. Any other updates? I think Love has been including me on her email, so I know stuff is going on. Keep going.
We're still meeting, and it sounded more useful for our group if we actually had a meeting where it was like a reset for the new year, some spring cleaning. So it was a GSD, get stuff done meeting. And it was just like kind of like a focus mate session. And then I shared with our group, I screen shared with them what it's like to do a focus mate, to actually book one. And then we did like the Pomodoro technique, and we did 20-minute goal sessions. Um, and that was it. Like we didn't do the peer coaching, but we left it open to the group. And then we did about 2 or 3 of those. And it was good. But we thought about maybe having more sessions so that we could support one another. But that was great. I did like it.
Hmm.
And I did a shout out for Focus Mate.
Yeah, that's great. That's an important people to have global connections.
Can I ask
And
you?
then I also reiterated the social aspect that there's a group there for lean in.
Thank you. That is true. You were going to say something, Vicky?
Yeah, I love that idea. And I guess it never occurred to me to like invite people in because I guess I thought it was already like a container. Um, so I'm curious to hear a little bit more. I mean, I know we're about to do a reset anyway. Um, and that was another question I had was like, is that something I should be sharing to people to know that there's this new sort of fresh session?
Yeah, I think that would be great to let people know, or to let people know that if you have a discussion, if you want to invite new people, or if people want to reshuffle, or what they'd like to do. So, yep, that all makes sense. It is kind of the norm for people to end after 8 months. That's what people are making a commitment for. And any other thing should probably be done intentionally with everyone's buy-in. So then our next topic is just past and upcoming events. Some of us were at Lisa's negotiation workshop. I really, I need to hear this stuff repeatedly. And it was very interesting that a big focus of the workshop was at getting people to ask open-ended questions because it seems really simple. But then the next, like 2 days later, I was in my coaching training, and a lot of the people were giving coaching with closed questions. And I was like, oh, even people trained as therapists say, are you planning to continue with this versus something that's a little more open and broad? So I think negotiation, I intuitively, I think I knew negotiation was like about widening the options so you can find what is in, you can find what you have, you can move toward together. But I think a lot of negotiation informations just go by me. This one seemed to be narrow enough in its teaching that I feel like I got something from it. So anyone else want to say anything about and I will continue to say yes if whenever Lisa wants to lead on negotiation because I think it's such an important life skill.
I actually met with Lisa with one of the 15-minute sessions yesterday,
Hmm.
and I too really appreciated her presentation this last time because I mean, you could see how much she's evolved
Mm,
as a mediator, and I just thought that that was really powerful. And then when I met with her yesterday morning, again, asking those same questions. What is it that your person with whom you're speaking, what is their values? What is it that they want? But I really appreciated how much growth I've seen in her. So,
yeah. As a teacher or as a knowledge communicator or yeah.
as a teacher,
Yep. Yeah. Go ahead, Vicky.
Yeah, it was my first time attending one of her, I mean, I've connected with her, but one of her sessions. Um, and it says a lot how many people showed up, like, um, and I really liked her modeling and the way, I don't know, this always impresses me when people in real time are able to just navigate a question and help you see what, the nuances and what you're saying and how it could be transformed. I find that like a pretty incredible skill. And I would agree, Linda, like I feel like having you there was really helpful because you, uh, you were catching on really quickly. And even me, I've done coach training, but it's amazing how we default to like these closed questions, even when without realizing it.
Yeah. I was thinking about what's the part that stuck with me was you're living with someone and they don't do the dishes as quickly as you would like. It's just it's like an everyday sexism kind of situation. If you're living with a man, especially, and they, have on some level, an expectation that your standards, and probably are higher around cleanliness. My friend Mary says that women are compulsive around house chores, men are compulsive around sex in general, in broad sweeping terms. So it's like, but I felt like we know the statistics that women do more work at home, but we just to have that given its importance at the meeting of like talking through how to have that negotiation of like, hey, what's normal for you around when are you planning to take care of these dishes? Or are you planning for me to do it? Like what is going on? Just like opening that. Feels like we look at the data, but we don't ever bring it up to the group of like, or to, trying to address it directly versus just assuming as women get more power, they will take less shit at home, or like, just like somehow they will magically learn negotiation skills and just like they'll be running around so they won't have time to do as much. Is that our goal? Versus, hey, I always go back to my friend John who's saying, like when I saw her, you know, her daughter come to her and she's like, I just took the last request right over there. Like, take this question over there. And so I'd never seen that. I mean, partly because I grew up with my mom, like there wasn't another person to delegate to, but you have to see in real time mothers delegating before you're going to think it's an option for you. So I'll give that as an example. But I just that was I'm glad she didn't just give work situations. I'm glad she so gave that example.
Yeah, I am really glad you mentioned that because I do think a lot of people were thinking about work situations, at least in the breakout rooms. Um, but I think it's hard to get objective about your work situation. So in like a setting like that, because there's so many factors, right? So I felt like it was easier around the personal situations versus the work one.
Even the medical situation of asking for what you need, and I mean, really, you have to be your own advocate in the medical system, sadly, which is really to the disadvantage of anyone who doesn't have the skills. So I think that's also a worthy example.
Sorry, I missed that. It sounds good.
Recorded, you didn't really miss it. In fact, the notes to this meeting link right to it. So yeah, you can
Noted.
you can watch the video, and as we know, you can also
Dang
watch
it.
it speed it up. Save
You
some
probably have a
time.
timestamp. Like I could probably just ask AI. Like
Totally. You could actually get coached by AI. That might even serve you better. So, like, yeah, and then, feed that in there. So, the other thing is I did a campfire about learning and development. That's kind of related to what we do here. We do a lot of learning and development. So, the more I learn about how to teach people well, and a lot of what I've learned just in the last few months around learning and development is you got to hit people with information multiple times, cannot do once a year training on something important. So that's why I'm really welcoming Lisa to come to the Career Explorers group and have negotiation breakout sessions because people need that refresher. Same with our like yes and response to praise. I think there's something about us elevating our expectations that is, we got to continually do it and do it in ways that um, so that's why I'm pleased about learning development. The third thing is a facilitator training that I sent out the invitation for. We have not sent it out as a mass MailChimp the last few years because we've sent it out as an email in a kind of a more targeted way. And I chose to do it this way, um, partly because I get some pushback when I send it out as an email directly to, so there's a little bit of thinking on my part and people receive it differently if I, personalize it to some people, but it just didn't make sense. So I think I'm also gonna I might uh, put it through the foundation. They sometimes don't get stuff out very quickly. So I think what I'll do is I'll also send it to, I will tag, actually the foundation just laid off 17 people. They're going to, uh, they're going to in person again. President of the Lincoln Foundation resigned. She's in Spain, I believe. Is it Spain or Portugal? Anyway, Rachel Thomas was the president of the Lean Foundation, or yeah, the Lean Foundation since the beginning. She just recently sent out, and you can find it on LinkedIn as well. She just recently resigned, and I don't think it was related to the layoffs, but they laid off, according to my friend Sarah, 17 people, lots of marketing stuff that we aren't going to feel the effect of. So the main person, why can't I remember her name? Yeah, anyway, I will tag her and I think I will post it. And if they can get it out in time, I can just ask her, can you do it despite your layoffs? Can you get this out ASAP? Onto, and what, I don't know when their next blast is. It might be too, actually, maybe it will be too late. And so I'll just focus on the launch, but I'll see if I can do it to the foundation one as well. Anyway, so I'm just thinking through next steps. Um, I feel like this is a well-oiled machine, and I think maybe 18 people showed up last year, and I would be happy if it was similar size this year. There are 13 people who said yes to the calendar invite, which means nothing. But I'm okay with however it shakes out, actually. So whoever shows up and however many people show up to the launch, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Um, and I don't actually think it means a lot that they laid off these people. I think they were just a little like they were overstaffed and some probably. Um, because I don't think they cut like the research people. The stuff I care about, I don't think they cut any of that. I think it was like marketing stuff. So, but if I find out any more implications, I will let people know. And there was no direct message from the foundation that this happened, just from indirect.
My
So,
my HR head is like that was 17 people who were impacted, and that always has an impact on those 17 individuals and their broader families. So it's always important to acknowledge this is a person that was impacted, and
mm,
it's really hard. I've been in that situation. So
yeah, I hear what you're saying, love. I think I have a different approach just because they have so much churn in that organization. That I feel like people probably got what they like if they had been in the job for a week, they kind of got what they needed. They got
yeah,
like,
okay. Yeah.
you
And
know,
just for me, I was like, whoa, 17 people. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. And
yeah.
like,
These,
and then there's a broader thing of like, I was doing payroll and benefits. So I feel like AI will start to take over elements of that
mm,
and just
mm,
acknowledging the change and the
yeah,
how quickly it could just happen. And
yeah.
I
No,
don't know.
those are absolutely good points. I didn't even go to AI because, um, yeah,
I feel like there is like, there was kind of a comment about marketing and like
mm,
that those jobs weren't needed as much anymore. And I felt that in my job in payroll and benefits, maybe that job wasn't needed as much anymore. So it hit me
mm-hmm,
more on a personal level, I think, now that
mm-hmm,
I'm thinking about it. But thank you
mm-hmm.
because it's an opportunity to lean into like we need to support one another. These are hard times people are
Yes,
going through and vast changes like happening very quickly.
yes, yep, yeah. Yeah. Maybe this is where I stop the recording. They might be understaffed at the moment, and you know, they might not be able to get this out, and that might be just fine. So yeah, I'm gonna post on LinkedIn. I didn't send a I didn't send out the follow-up negotiation workshop because of this job. I didn't um, post on LinkedIn about the negotiation workshop. I feel like I still may do that because I liked when I post on LinkedIn to send a follow-up. But I think this training is more timely, so probably on Monday I'll post on LinkedIn to just see if a wider group of people might want to come. We get this thing where men sign up for the training with no intention. Uh, okay, do you get mailings in general from Lean In Together, Minneapolis, the MailChimp, Vicky? And you're on mute. Did anyone else get my my MailChimp this morning? Okay, Danielle got it. Your voice is gone out. Oh, no. Did you say
I
something,
get
Vicky?
emails from you.
Okay. Yes, you got the reminder about today's meeting, but you potentially didn't get the uh, facilitator. It's yeah, it's ready to make a difference is the title. of the email from MailChimp.
I don't see
Thank
that either, Linda.
Do you generally get MailChimp kind of mass emails from?
Yeah, but let me check
Okay.
spam.
Maybe this is good that I've been sending out these direct emails the last period of time.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Well, I will add the both of you to the email list. Assume that will fix it. And
Thank
while
you.
you're checking, Danielle's the only person who's received it. You don't see it either for you, Lev? Okay. It's not like I have a habit of dumping people into the, but you've received other like Career Explorers emails. You're not on top of emails. Okay. I'll
think
make sure they're for you.
so. I
Yeah.
believe so. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay.
only received the direct ones from you,
Okay.
which on many levels I think is nice because I think it would come into my promotions folder if it came through MailChimp.
Yep. Yeah. And that is why I will,
For you.
yeah, I will post on LinkedIn both to everybody and to the group. And we've kind of let go of Facebook without making it an official decision, but it's de facto. Posting on LinkedIn and sent to foundation. Yeah,
And
I have some.
correction, Linda, this is Danielle. I only received your personal one, not the MailChimp.
Oh, you didn't receive something called ready
Ready
to
to make a
something.
difference.
Ready to-
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I only got the Lean In Together MSP Leaders Group tomorrow, Saturday, March 14th.
So I'm gonna look at the analytics here. It's 6% of people have opened it. And let me check the analytics on the other one, which I shut. Anyway, so
Where does the sign up for that promoted? Because I kind of came in through just talking to you. It's not like I went to a lean in page and was like signed up.
yeah. Yeah. So it will be promoted on LinkedIn, MailChimp. I'll see if it's too late to get it through the foundation. I know a lot of people make a decision like 1 week out. So if they can get it out soon, I think it might not be too late for that. So I'll fill it out today. Yeah, there's no other kind of, I mean, we do have an email list. I can send it out that directly. I actually, in the past, I used the directory list. People have taken the effort to fill out the directory, which we don't keep updated now. So it's kind of an outdated list. Yeah.
Because I've talked about your lean in group and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to invite people into it without saying, oh, talk to Linda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they use LinkedIn for sure, they can join the Lean In Together group there.
Okay.
If you just Google Lean In Together MSP, you'll get the foundation's page. I can even pull that up.
So when I was showing our group how to do the Focus Mate session,
Mm-hmm.
I shared with the person I was paired up with about MSP Lean In and sent her an invite. I just sent her the LinkedIn site
Nice.
link, and I was like, "This is a women's group. We get together once a month. My group we've been doing solopreneurship, but there's it's women supporting women from all over." And she was like, "Cool, I'm gonna check it out."
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Woo!
Yay. Yes. Volunteer run, open to men and women both. And I'll put
All right, yes.
okay. It got off to a particular start, and we've been trying to figure it out ever since. Yeah, people have feelings about it when Stephen comes and he's like the main person there who's a man. It's like, oh, what are you doing here? So yeah, I would say inviting people to the LinkedIn group because everything will get posted there. That is what I put as our kind of main place for social media. Yes, right. Bree needs to share her link as well. Get rid of this. Post. No one has responded to this. So basically, if no one responds to your post in our LinkedIn group, then I just delete it. All right. Excellent. All right. So yes. So yeah, that's good to know that people are not receiving the emails. That is, yeah. Who are these people on the list who are receiving them? That need to get, the rest of us have better spam blockers probably. Well, are there any other things people want to discuss? Oh, I was going to say about the training, two things that is in the email you didn't get. One is based on a conversation that Vicky and I had about making a clear distinction between therapy and coaching. We'll have more of a discussion around that, and then we'll also talk about how AI can be useful for coaching. So there's a well-oiled machine, mostly experiential learning, get people feeling comfortable coaching each other, do role play, then small group, then next steps. That's where, and yeah, so I feel comfortable that that will go well. That will be a good use of people's time. And yeah, and the AI piece, we'll just have people in small groups and yeah, and play around with it, think for themselves. So we're just in a time when we don't really know how best to use it, except to be a good person being helped and a good person to help people come up with their coaching priorities is my main thoughts. But there's no reason not to use the collective wisdom. Any other topics that haven't been addressed that you would like to bring up? Go ahead, Vicky.
The radical.
Yeah, app. Yep. So I met with Patrick Friday. Um, Talked about, is this something that will is this something that's really going to help us? I'm not sure, is what I let him know. So, um, yeah. What are your thoughts?
I was curious to just see what the experience is like for the three of us to collaborate on something. And it could
Mm-hmm.
be something super small and simple, like, this prepping for this training for leaders or
Mm-hmm.
something,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because I
Absolutely.
haven't seen what it's going to tell us about what it's like for the three of us to work together,
Yes. Yep.
which is, I'm just curious to see.
Yeah. And in fact, when I talked to Patrick, I said I can feed in the Fathom notes from today, and then it will, because it needs more data basically. So I'll feed in those notes, us talking about the training, and I don't know that that will shed a ton of light, except um, perhaps it will make a bunch of things about Linda gets on top of the MailChimp and who knows what it will say. But yeah, I think I wasn't saying we weren't going to do it, but he understands that getting people to go to someplace else, Trello, Asana, a Google Drive even, it's hard to get that kind of collaboration asynchronous. And I thought there was going to be like a prompt that was sent to me on at some time, and when I didn't see it, I was like, well, you don't send me a prompt, I'm not going to do anything. I think we saw at that meeting I was having trouble even logging in. So, but I haven't forgotten about it. It's just a little bit lower priority, I think. Yeah, and that's why I took it off the
Yeah.
agenda for today because I was like,
Oh,
kind of.
the other thought I just had was I'm wondering if you fed in information related to the negotiation workshop or stuff you have more data on, if it would give suggestions on like, oh, this was a common theme, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Zoom is always turned on for our meetings, so that's a good point. Zoom can make a note today to make sure that those notes also get fed to the Radical app. So good
But
idea.
it's also, you got a lot of things on your plate. So,
Yeah, I didn't want to like try to enroll people in something that, is just marginally useful. I would say maybe more useful for Radical than for us at this point. Yeah, but I haven't
I
yeah.
was curious to see what it would say from like a psychology perspective. Like, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
person is good at A and this person's good at Z. So this is how
Mm-hmm.
you can work well together, So
Yes.
from that perspective, I was curious.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And
but,
I think
but I understand if you have a lot on your plate, as do we all. So no
right.
worries.
Yeah. I do, and I think all three of us are kind of hopeful, and Akila's the other person who was at the meeting or was trying to be attend the meeting or whatever. But I think we will get, I think they are enough invested in us that they will want to see what are our stumbling blocks. And I could just keep it going. The next thing would, whether it turns into the launch, and that might be our project if we don't get to it by then, or the next negotiation workshop, or actually Stephen is going to do the reclaim your time workshop in the next period of time as well, which seems pretty useful for um, everybody to have a good relationship with their technology, even if you're like Danielle and gonna soon have your time freed up a little bit.
she's got projects.
I know she does. So yeah, she's gonna fend off things. Well, I would suggest if there are no other topics, when thanks for bringing up Radical, because I think that's important. Or yeah, I mean, we do have a little bit of time if anyone wants to be coached on anything. Anything you want to get some help with today? Love.
I'll always take free coaching. So
Okay. Do you want it
um,
recorded or unrecorded?
sure, it can be recorded.
Okay.
This is
So
this is a scenario about teaching a music class. And like,
bring it on.
um,
Tell us what
so
you're hoping to get out of this few minutes of
okay,
coaching first.
so I am hoping to get some practical skills for
Okay.
teaching elementary school kids,
Great.
that age group specifically, and how to get their attention and how to keep them on task.
Uh-huh. Yeah, laughing
Uh,
right now I think is a good strategy right now. Just keep going. Like,
yeah. I'm looking for feedback on this specific age group, resources, fire. Um, I,
okay.
I'm I'm brand new to this. I'm a short-term substitute teacher, so it's either a half day or a day assignment. And the kids, I feel like they're walking all over me because I am brand new, and they like sense it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I also want to take this as an opportunity to learn and grow because I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited about
Mm-hmm.
working with this age group. So,
Yeah. Clarifying questions from the group.
What's the age exactly of the
My
kids?
mind went there too.
six
Mm-hmm.
mainly. So, kindergarten through sixth grade. So, that would be like 5 to 12 years old.
So it's very different for a 5-year-old than a 12-year-old, where do you feel like you have the most not control per age group?
Well, I don't have enough experience yet to say. It all seems very new. I would say the younger kids probably. Um, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the
Yep.
younger kids. And that's where I'm being mainly put into. So I think there's different learning and development milestones for different ages, right? So it's like maybe 5 to 8,
Okay.
Yeah.
9 to
So
12. Like,
So
I don't
let's
know.
focus on the youngest people. Any other clarifying questions? How not to be walked on by 5 to 9 year olds? You keep laughing, love. I think that's the most useful thing for you.
And you said get and keep their attention?
Well, and yeah, and I had made the mistake of saying I'm new, and then I also made the mistake of saying, "Help me, I'm new." And then they were like,
Excellent.
"Ooh,
Self-correction. Yes, excellent.
yep." Um,
So I'm curious.
Now you muted yourself, Vicky.
Okay, sorry. So I'm curious, you've already identified things that you didn't, you do differently now. Um, what other things come up for you? Just in noticing their behavior.
um, capturing and keeping their attention.
How
Okay.
long do you need their attention? I'm sorry,
No, go for it.
you were still
How long?
asking. You had a follow-up.
No, go for it.
Yeah,
How
go
long
for
do you?
it.
Yeah, keeping their attention, how long do you expect to keep a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old's attention?
Not very long, and they're like kind of the lesson plan is built into sections, so it's just brief lessons
Okay.
along the way. So not very long, 20 minutes max. I
So
find.
have you, so are you able to do any of the lesson plan?
Yes.
Okay. And do you engage? You pick specific kids or like let them opt in to support, like to be participate?
Yeah, and usually the teacher will say, like, these are the students that can help if you feel stuck. So they'll say, like, these are particular helpers. Um, or sometimes there'll be a student sitting closer and I'll be like, hey, I'm not sure how to do this. Can you help walk me through this? Or I'll be like, what would so and so, the teacher's name, like fill in the blank, the teacher's name, what would so and so say right now to the noise level?
Mhm. Mhm.
Or what, is it okay for you to be running around the classroom or should we be at our seats?
I was thinking, what if you engage them in the lesson plan, like empowered them, like not,
Actually, be like, I need some helpers to help me out throughout the day.
yeah, or
Like,
even say, we're gonna listen to this, who can go press play on, I mean, obviously I don't know the layout, right? But,
yeah.
give them a role. Like don't ask, but delegate.
Okay. Yeah, and some of the teachers they do have like a role thing up on the wall and they put the student's name on it for them to do a certain assignments, which is very helpful. Um,
I mean, I
But
think about when Linda starts this meeting and she's like, I have a bunch of roles and we're even adults and we're not always so,
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
you know? So sometimes it might be easier to be like, today we're just going to start with the person with the shortest hair and, or the person with the longest, like you could choose whatever.
Make it something
But
funny or fun,
yeah,
interesting.
we see adults being like, raise your hand if you can hear me, clap once if you can hear me. I mean, you're going to learn all
Yeah.
that, but I think we need to, my coaching for you, love, is around your cat mom is like more mama bear. Like,
Okay.
I just feel like there's a little bit of a shift of like your voice is kind of understated and they are going to listen to you the more you not bark, not imperative, but like you are amping it up, like a little theatrical almost in a way. So that's what I would encourage you to play with your tone and just your persona there and have and cat mom persona might not be working that well is what I guess I'm roundabout trying to say. You may need a different persona that you try on and then try another persona Like I think they can go with it because they know adults are moody. So, or you have a different class, so it might be just fine. So like play with the iterative nature of your assignment to start like saying, I'm going in there today as my friend who doesn't take shit, or but I just think
Mhm.
about how kids snap too with somebody who's standing tall and authoritative, and they want to be led on whatever. I think there's something here that you'll get to carry forward if you challenge yourself to be listened to and never walked on again by children.
I am thinking similar along the same lines, but I'll give you a few practical tactics to act as if until you do. Um, so I have my teaching as a second language license, and so some of this is from that. One very easy way to get their attention is what you wear, the colors that you wear, not
Yeah.
like costume, but like pick your brightest shirt or whatever. It matters. They'll see you first of all, because some of it is just the physical development of a 5, 6, 7, 8 year old. They'll pay attention. And then another is never ask for help again from them, because what you're doing is giving them the idea that you're equals. You've got to like start it off. And then I'll tell you this, for however long you're in the classroom, you own it. That is your space. Those are your babies. This is me. Like, just like we believe we are responsible for how this meeting is going today, even though Linda calls us together. So that's the shift for you, that this is yours. And even if it's for half a day, all day, this is you. When these kids are gonna get something from this. And then one more tactical thing is movement, especially for the younger ones. Get them out of their
Mhm.
desk, sit them on the floor. Before you talk to them, make them do those little hand shaky things, because some of the reason they're running around the room and they're doing this and that is because they're nervous and their systems don't know what to do with all of it. It's pure
Yeah.
physical. It's not really disrespect for you. It's like
Yeah.
they've got to
They have
discharge.
excess energy. They need to just, yeah, I
Mhm.
could see that.
So get them up, let them jump on one leg for about 2 minutes.
Oh my
And
gosh, it's so funny that you said that. There was one kid and I taught music class last week, kindergarten, first and second grade. And there was one kid, so we were doing Stomp, the video Stomp, and I was encouraging them, like, okay, what are some found objects that you can make music with? Like, you don't have to have an instrument. You can make it with your body. You could clap your hands or snap your fingers. You could stomp your feet, like the name of this video. Um, and then
Lois, I'm gonna have
it just,
to cut you off right there
sorry,
just because of for time. If you
sorry.
want to put no, you did nothing wrong. So just put in the chat anything you took away from this coaching, and the rest of us will do a quick evaluation. To our
Okay.
usual style, 1 to 5, why, what you could have done better, any appreciation. 5 for me. I love us coming together, us having a little more space in the agenda. And I love the topics I dropped came back, so that was awesome. And I appreciate everybody for showing up. Anybody who wants to go can go next.
for me, because I almost skipped, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I was reminded that people really do want to help. Thank you, Vicky, and thank you, all of you.
Mhm.
What I can do
Yes.
better is just keep leaning into community.
Yeah, I give it a 5 too. Um, and just, as always, just everyone being really present and attentive. I like that there was extra space too. I like that you know when to stop recording and when to record. Um, and that we figured out why we weren't getting all the messages from you that we want to get. So that made me happy. And it's always fun to hear what all of you are up to.
Thank you, love. I appreciate your ability to listen and write your takeaway. Do you want to also say your closing evaluation? And Danielle, whenever you're ready.
I was waiting for Love to give her coaching takeaway.
Yep, that's in the chat. Having some structure. Yes. That's great. Love, do you want to give your evaluation as well?
I think I gave it earlier, but it was a 5.
Thank you. I saw it. And anything you could have done differently?
Not talk so much.
Great. Danielle, wrap us up. Oh, no. Give us your evaluation.
My evaluation is a 5. Thank you everyone for being here. And as always, great wisdom and lots of enthusiasm.
Do you have
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you have a final end date?
A final end date? No,
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
official yet.
Okay, got it. We won't spread it. Yay.
Yes, right.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, and Love in particular, and everybody's insights. And we definitely want to hear how it goes, Love. We're excited. Oh, all right. Thanks, everybody.
Great
Till
day,
next time.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye,
Mhm.
everybody.